Hey there YouTube, I'm Yukitsu, this is Yukitsu Times, welcome to my channel, welcome back to Shogun 2 Total War, Follow the Samurai, as we continue our rampage through Japan. It is actually time for us to hit the end turn button, but let's go ahead and just do that. And yeah, we're still on our way to victory pretty well here, actually. I got lucky this time, honestly, in that a lot of the Imperial forces have banded together and really done a bang-up job of doing pretty well. Choshu somehow got snuffed out by the Tosa. Not really sure what was going on between those two. That's a little bit weird, but whatever. It will all work out for the best. There's a huge number of pro-Imperial forces up to the north of Japan. Central Japan is just taken up by those guys. The south is anchored by me and the Tosa to a certain degree. And all of us combined have just got this very strong grasp of the majority of Japan. I do want to push forward and try to look for opportunities to get to those damned rail stations. But, oh, Matsuyama. Oh, crap, that's a serious one. The Matsuyama apparently have joined the other side, those traitorous bastards. We're going to go ahead and work on our economy a little bit. I love the explosive shell, I really do, but we're going to work on our trade ports right now, and we're actually going to work on our economic side here to get cordial relations and then the foreign affairs. And we're basically going to rush that tech now. Matsuyama, where are they? Yeah, that is these guys. That is actually pretty serious, them being like that. Let's see if we can get any forces over to them at any point soon. So they're located in Bichu over here, and I would actually really like to take it because that's got a rail connection. Alright, let's go send these guys over here, and I might try to incite a revolt. That's not exactly going to be that successful, it looks like. They're very highly pro-Emperor, so that's to our advantage. Over here, let's actually see if we can persuade them for 8,000 bucks. Next turn, I've got a chance to persuade this army into joining me, and that actually gives us a good opportunity to sort of go in and attack. Let's go check what's going on in our taxes, because I cannot remember if we were withholding taxes anywhere. Well, apparently we should be withholding taxation in Osumi over here, which is a real bad thing, because they're one of our tax basins, one of our major ones, in fact, so that's fun. Let's go ahead and just... I'm not going to have any money if I do this. Crap. Alright, for now, let's go ahead and get this. We're going to go ahead and not tax these guys for a turn. I wonder if there's anyone that could reach there. I don't think there is. Yeah. Anyway, we might actually send some troops from Satsuma, because he'll arrive here their next turn regardless, and I don't need two generals in the same city of Satsuma over here. So we don't need to actually recruit this unit here. They'll save us a little bit of money. I want to be able to take over this army in Bichu over here, because these pro-shogunate guys, if I can capture this army, I'll be able to take that city potentially the turn after. So I want to watch out for that opportunity here. The Matsuyama stretch all the way up to here. We're going to try and scout out some of these provinces that they've got there. Let's see if I can actually make it there. Okay, and obviously I can't reach that far this turn. Tachima over here, under control of the very pro-imperial Matsue here, which is good. They've got another army over here. They might try to move out with them or something like that, but I don't know if they've got the stones to do that. Let's go ahead and try and convince these guys into attacking my army over here. I will actually potentially bring our... Yeah, we'll bring our daimyo into this fight here. We'll bring these ships over here to get a bit of a... I could actually continue raiding there, but I've already sort of got a raid into there, so not really necessary. Alright, Harima, you can contribute 6 troops to this offensive. 4, 5, 6. Done. We could also recruit one more unit over here. It would probably be a good idea to recruit just another line infantry. I do actually still want to... I want to take advantage of this as best as I can. But that does mean I'm going to have to figure out how to get more... wring a little blood out of stone here. Let's go to diplomacy, see if we can get this turn. We've got a trade agreement with Hirota, but let's go ahead and get another military access agreement, because apparently we haven't renewed that in long enough. Let's see if we can get 3,000 out of them, because I probably can. I feel like I just did that recently. I might not have saved properly after doing that. These guys are friendly, but we're at war with them now. That is so weird. The deal is unacceptable. They're friendly towards us, but they refuse to accept peace with us. Huh. That is the strangest thing I have ever seen in this game. Alright, the Matsume are a humongous threat up north. We'll have to build some ships to stop that from becoming too problematic, but the Sayama will probably want to try and liberate at some point in time if we can. We don't have a military access agreement with these guys. What happened to all our military access agreements? I hope nothing weird happened and abolished them and blamed me with my diplomacy. Alright, there we go. And let's go down to the bottom here. The Tosa, have we got that one still? Yeah, they still have that military access. Weird. Tokushima are still existent. They can't trade with us, which is a little bit weird. Alright, and that earned us quite a lot of cash. We're up to 9,000 some. We could potentially actually try to take over this army right now. This is technically an act of war. So, there's that. But am I willing to commit to that act of war? I think I am, in all honesty. That seems like that could potentially lead to some good things here for us. The problem is this going to be enough to take Bishu? And do they have troops around here to reinforce them? I don't know. I think this is an act of war, we'll find out. Yeah, that is an act of war. Let's take the plunge here. Oh, they're allied with the Tosa. I'm gonna have to go back on this because I did not check that, and that was my bad, but... Well, maybe the Tosa won't join them. The Tosa joined me, holy crap. Do I get the whole army? I did, I think? Nope, all but one unit. And our Isshin Shishi went up in rank. Fantastic. Didn't our Isshin Shishi just go up in rank? Okay, well something happened. Oh, enemy troops were saved. Okay, I thought that was him saying he got a level. Alright, so this is a very, very bad army for taking a province. I wish I had known that. Okay, well that's interesting, but it's not good. Let's go ahead and make sure that we're recruiting everywhere because we want to take advantage of the sort of opportunity we've got, because we have got an opportunity to just get a few more cheap units pushed out for this turn. I can't quite get the cannon there. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and just get another one of these guys. Okay, so that's all fine. We're losing a ton of money because the place that is not being taxed is one of the more expensive regions in our controlled area. Over here should be okay, yep, and they've got plenty of army to defend themselves with. The reason I have to be a little bit worried is that there is a Matsue army heading towards us from the north there, and we're now at war with them. So that's fun. Let's go ahead and... oh, we're not at war with the Matsue. Interesting. I don't know what's going on here. I don't know what I can do to make those guys trade with me here. Or why they aren't trading with me here. Tokushima, we can now trade with you guys. What do you want? Okay, they just want money. Alright, let's go ahead and hit next turn. The cordial relations will help. I think I took a diplomacy hit when we went ahead and screwed with them a little bit. Just a little bit of a diplomacy hit, not a big one. But let's see if that force will move out of Bizen to attack me. I think they might, but we'll see. Alright, the Matsue and the Tosa are now at war with these guys as well, so that's interesting. But I can't really do a whole lot about that. Alright, so hopefully we can convince that army that's... if we can attack it with piecemeal without the garrison, we'll have a much, much better chance of actually defeating them as a whole. Looks like they're not taking the bait, though. Alright, now our Isshin Shishi goes up in rank. Okay, abolishment of swords is actually really good here. I've done this before, so we're going to go ahead and do it again. Let's go see if we can do some more agent actions over here, though. Oh, what's going on over here? Okay. Interesting. Let's go ahead and not attack that quite yet. I can't get this guy into artillery range of Bichu. That's one of those sort of problematic areas. So we're just going to go over here. That's fine enough for now, I guess. But, alright. This is interesting. Let's go ahead and declare a siege here. We're not going to attack. We're just going to hold out. Now, our army is a lot of Yari Ki, which is a very strong unit, but it's not the best unit, obviously, for a siege, for obvious reasons. Like, that should just be very self-evident. But we can actually get some stuff done, but despite that. Okay, let's go ahead and... actually, let's go ahead, first of all, and put taxes back on an Osumi. They're happy now all of a sudden. They're +4 now? Okay, good, so they leveled out. Right, so that actually increased... How much are we getting from this? We're getting 866 from that province alone. That is a huge amount of money. Alright, either way, let's ignore that for now. Up here, things are going pretty well, it looks like. Our ally over there has a pretty big army and has taken out... Or maybe they were always in control of Inaba. Let's see here. The Matsue have a big Matsuyama, rather, have a really big army up there. They're probably going to be heading down to Bichu. So we'll have to hurry up and take this, Bizen here. They don't have too much to stop us. Alright, let's take out this last place. This is the last force, I think, for the Miyazu. Yeah, Miyazu. Okay. And we've seen this sort of battle before like a million times, but yeah, I think I actually will skip it just because we have seen this exact type of siege so many times before, so I will be back after this one. Alright, and we're back, so as you can see we managed to take it with relatively minimal losses. They did actually have that extra unit of guns that made it a little bit harder to approach. Most of our casualties were a spear levy. Our swords actually did get a lot of kills considering all things considered, but that's what they're good at, so that's lovely and expected. Let's go ahead and peacefully occupy over here. Now, what we might want to do if we don't feel like we can take out this castle town and its garrison is we may consider retreating back across the river and bringing in a reinforcing army from over here. But what we could also do is just immediately start sending in a little bit of reinforcements of some of our top picked of units. I think we can afford to send out this many since we've got a public order bonus of 5, so should be just about okay. And we should be just at enough. Resistance to invaders is going to drop, and it's already 100% pro-imperial. These guys, I think, are Matsuyama. Yeah, so we're pretty much done defeating those weird guys that were at war with us, even though they were pro-emperor and friendly, and refused to get to peace with us. I don't really know what was up with that. Like, that was really weird, but let's go ahead and check out this naval area here. Okay. Nothing going on really there. Bingo is also somewhere that we could potentially try to get a claim on. A Rishi Mahjong partner and a samurai dojo. We've got so many samurai dojos, but the thing is, this can also make bonus armor class units, and of course also another ninja. So this is not actually a terrible province to keep hold of as it is. We may even want to upgrade the this to Master Dojo over here and get rid of the Master Dojo in Tanba. Of course, we don't have enough money to upgrade the buildings right now, so we want to leave them approximately as they are. But that is definitely something to consider. That is definitely worth considering. And we should basically try to do a good march across these guys' territory. They have got a fairly large army, though, so I do need to take Bichu as fast as possible, which is going to be tricky. I do want to ghost this army as well with our ninja, but I don't remember if I can... Yeah, that sabotages... That does actually stop them from moving for a season, but it costs so much money that I can't really afford to do it. So if I can take the city and I can get this army to garrison them, get in there along with some potential reinforcements from somewhere else maybe, we'll be okay. But for the meantime, it really does rely on me getting as much time as possible delaying this guy, and I think he can be there in like 2 turns. I'm not even sure I can beat the garrison with the force that I have, so it's all going to be very much up in the air for now. We might as well get some of our army pulled back from over here. We've got a pretty interesting mix of troops here, and we've also got pretty high happiness, so I can probably afford to bring these units around with us, and we can also probably bring our foreign veteran. Yeah, we've got that much happiness. This guy actually does represent some repression, though, I think. Actually, he doesn't look like he's increasing repression, so let's go ahead and train troops over there. Oh, he was actually increasing it somehow. Alright, well, are we just about into the pro-emperor sort of thing here? No? That's going to go up by 1, down by 1, so it's safe for 1 more turn. But we will go ahead and get 1 more of these. Our income has basically dropped next to nothing. Alright, how are things going down here in those terms? I mean, I can't really afford to increase my garrisons right now because we are expending so much money. I really actually do need to get central reforms because it reduces those administrative costs. What I might do is I might just stick to cordial relations and then go to central reforms after that, because I would like this, but I don't have enough money to get these upgraded buildings in anyway. So it might be better for me to focus on getting that boost to income that doesn't require infrastructure. In the meantime, let's see if we can get the Matsue to help us with this war here. Also, we've got to go through this messy laundry list of bullshit here. Alright, request a trade agreement. They're unacceptable with that. Request an alliance. That is satisfactory. Let's go ahead and propose that. Alright, so they trust enough to have an alliance, but not enough to trade with us, which is really bizarre. I think they also have the military access thing. Alright, so anyway, now that these guys are an ally of ours, let's go ahead and ask if they are willing to join a war with us against the... I don't want to go to war against Hirado. They're pretty good guys. But let's get them to try and... Let's see if we can get these guys against the Matsuyama. That's unacceptable. Damn it. They are trading with the Matsuyama, so that's not to be too unexpected. But them being allies with us is going to start a sort of diplomatic ticker with them, where they're much more likely to go to war with them at a moment's notice here. What do you want here? No, okay. That's pretty much all we can get. So this is going to be our tough battle. We've got to defeat a much numerically superior force. The thing is, if we can kill these levy garrison, we can sort of do cycle charging against the remaining infantry and probably wear them down and beat them that way. It's just going to be a little bit hard. And I've never really shied away from a battle just because it was a little bit hard. Might not be able to beat them the first time around, but we will probably be able to beat that fight. So let's give it a shot. Once we're in the open field, which should actually be to our advantage, looks like they're actually expanding to the west. Like they're pushing up against the Tosa, which is a little bit strange that they're strong enough to do that. The Tosa do have a much larger navy, but that doesn't necessarily help them. Alright, and their geisha has come up there. Alright, so they are attacking us, which is what we need, so that's good. Let's go ahead and fight this battle on the battlefield. Now, the cavalry are key to this fight. If I can get good cavalry charges, and I can cycle them in and out, and I can break those levy really quickly, I win. Like, there's going to be that point in time where I've got them sort of tied up in the front with the Yari Kachi. It doesn't matter that the katanas theoretically are a better unit in that fight, because I'll be slamming into them over and over again with cavalry charges, and if I can do that, they're going to break. It doesn't matter that they're going to be winning the combat against the spears, because they are going to be losing huge numbers against cycle charges, and I'm bad at cycle charges. That's the biggest problem that we're going to encounter with this strategy. Now, we are technically the defending side, so I can try to use terrain to my advantage. I might try to rush this hill, but that's going to be a little bit awkward. The one thing that is good about rushing this hill, though, is that the enemy does not actually have great line of sight around it, so it's going to be harder for them to shoot. So this is the only terrain we've got. We're going to go ahead and make use of it. Let's go ahead and drop their infantry over there. Going to go ahead and do a little bit of a old school formation there. And let's try and get up this hill if we can. And that should get us protection from their guns. Should also get us a good position. If we can't, if it looks like they're going to make it here before we can, what I can do is I can take my units, hide them in the woods. Our general, of course, cannot hide, but that's fine. And just hopefully be able to beat them through the ambush. Now, our general can't hide, so this unit here cannot hide. So let's go ahead and grab him and take him elsewhere. I want to see where their different units are going. They've got Katanakachi and one unit of Levy Garrison breaking off to the right. What I could potentially do, because they're breaking their units in half, is try and sweep down quickly across to one side, wipe out that formation, and then swoop over to the other one. Now, this one looks weaker and is weaker and more susceptible to cavalry, which is really good for me. Let's go ahead and get these guys into some cover here. They might try to move this unit up this hill here. Alright, so we can use the hill to block out some of their long-range rifle shots, and that would be good as well, so let's see how things go. These guys might be trying to climb around this section here and up this part, in which case this unit of cavalry is poorly placed, but they're fast enough that I can sort of maneuver them to compensate for that as appropriate. Now, they're leading off with their sword unit over here, which makes it a little bit easier for me to get at those guns. If I can get a charge around back with those guns, against those guns rather, we will be able to clean up that flank pretty effectively. Let's move these cavalry back to here. And we'll move that cavalry back to there. Now they're sort of shifting their armies together. They don't want to get outflanked, it seems. But this is wasting their time a little bit. Yes, they've set up their forces kind of down this hill here, so they can't fire yet. And they're just rushing towards this rock formation, which they can't get up. Alright, they're charging. Where are they charging up, though? Is the question. Alright, so this unit here, we've got to pay attention to what these Levy Garrison are doing. It's going to be harder for them to fire as well because, I mean, the rain does actually interfere with gunfire. Alright, so let's get this unit prepared. And now is actually a pretty good place to charge from. Now, here's the problem. My Yaris are going to be able to potentially charge into the back of these guys. Or the front, whatever. Let's get this unit specifically come around. This charge is actually going to devastate this unit anyway, because it counts as downhill, and I got them on the flank, I think. So let's go ahead, back off a bit. Oh, crap. Yeah, this is what I was worried about. This unit of their guns has decided to move towards us. Alright, let's move back here like this. Alright. This unit of spears over here, we're going to slam into them. Start moving out with our unit of cavalry over here. We want to keep using these forests here. Those are spear levies, so they will go down very, very quickly. Our ersatz general is going to be in an okay place. Let's try and do a breakthrough here. Alright. And this should motivate these Katanakachi to break a little bit sooner. These guys, I'm going to go ahead and hit this button, and that's going to make them... Alright, so we actually just charged straight through those guys. Let's go ahead and chase down the spear garrison. Let's bring these guys in for another charge here. These Katanakachi are pretty much wiped out. Let's go see if we can finish them off, though. Let's get these Yaris. Have them attack these Yarikachi. These spear levy over here. Levy garrison. Okay. And have we run down enough of these garrison here? I don't think so. We'll just keep running units down. Alright, I'm going to continue because I absolutely have to take the province at this point in time. So I need to get these units down to enough men that they're not going to be in the fight at all. Like, they cannot have any men left. Alright. Who are you guys chasing exactly? Not 100% sure. Alright. You guys did finish off chasing those guys. You're still chasing I don't know what. Oh, one straggler. No, please. Ah! Like homing missiles, jeez. Alright. This Yarikachi would have gotten away with quite a large number of troops if it weren't for the fact that we're running them down here. If I can get them down to about 50 men before they hit this border, they'll pretty much be gone. But it is usually difficult to finish off a unit completely. We just need to make it so that they can't recover the... Oh yeah, they're down to 15 men now. This counts as dead. Like, there's no way that they're going to be a formidable unit in the next turn. I think I've got the castle. Okay, fantastic. Just one guy getting run down in a second here. There aren't very many battles where I don't just auto-resolve this sort of thing. Most of the time, it just doesn't really matter if I run down each and every single person. But in this particular case, it is very important that they don't have anybody left to go into the castle. Alright, so we captured the settlement. We're going to have to defend against a fairly large enemy force that will be here in a short number of turns. So that is all going to be very problematic. We can get some rifles into the building, though, before they will be able to get here, so that's all good. And hopefully we'll be able to hold against their counterattack, because they are about to counterattack with a pretty sizable force. It'd be especially bad because my daimyo would get killed in the attack if we lost there, but... Alright, peacefully occupy. We just barely eked out a satisfied populace. Bizen is in a little bit of a threatened position, but we should be okay. Alright, we're earning 3,390 a turn now. That's good. I feel like that's an okay number. Who the hell? I wonder if they're coming around from my shores. I'm actually going to have to do something about that. Okay, our shinobi has been detected. That's fine. Okay, now I think I can get our general, this unit... Oh crap, I can't. Okay, so we're going to have to do it, well, what is possible, we might actually have enough movement if we do this. Nope, okay. Crap. We'll go ahead and make sure our general is in here. We'll have some reinforcing units that are going to move in to assist, but that's apparently the best we can do as far as that goes. Let's see if we can delay this army at all. It's a very low % chance, so I might not risk spending the money on that. What have we got here in terms of fortress? It is an upgraded fortress. We have actually got a cannon range, but that doesn't exactly help as far as the actual units there goes. So that's all lovely. We need to figure out a fleet down south, though. And that's because I did see an enemy ship loitering around here. What we could actually do is try to recruit some ships down in our capital or in Higo, and just try and intercept those guys before they get here. The other option is diplomacy. Now, the Hirota are very friendly. We could ask them to join our war if we get an alliance with them. So one of the things that we want to do here is just go for military access for indefinite, and see if we can get a little money out of them. Just a couple thousand. Maybe 3, actually, for indefinite is what they'll be willing to pay. But yeah, so let's go with that. And let's go ahead and ask them to join our war against the Matsume. Because if they do, then their fleets might tangle up the Matsume. Looks like I cannot ally with them because they're enemies with the Matsue, who are one of our allies. Crap. Okay, well, let's go to the Matsue over here. Let's see if they'll actually give us a goddamn trade agreement. Nope, they're still funny about that. Right. Let's see if we can get Tokushima to actually trade with us right now. Alright, they want 1,600 now. That's more. What the hell is your problem, you bastards? Okay, well, let's figure out which of our groups are our allies. The Matsue are. Let's request that they join our war against the Matsume. That is unacceptable. I wish they would explain why, but my guess is that those guys are a little bit too strong for their liking. Tanegashima are already at war with those guys. Request you guys join our war against the Matsume. Unacceptable. Alright. Maybe we can just get peace with the Matsume. I wish there was actually a fleet finder, just so that you could find enemy fleets. It's like, you know, you sort of see flashes of them moving, but... Alright, let's go ahead and grab these ships from down here and start pulling them around over to our shores over here. We'll try and keep an eye out on the enemy fleet movements here, but we've got limited abilities to detect where they are going. This is just one ship, but what we can do is send this one upwards towards the strait here, because we want to stop them if they try to move through there. And we can get another kaiten, and we can get that for relatively cheap, so that's fine. I feel like we've actually got enough money now that it might be worthwhile sending in our ninja for this sort of foolhardy sabotage, or we could also assassinate their general. He is a very high star general, but that does also mean that it's harder to convince him to join, or sorry, to die. Let's go ahead and try and sabotage here. I don't think it costs as much if he fails, but it still does cost way too much money. Enemy army sabotaged. Oh my god, yes! That gives us time to do some stuff. Holy crap. Alright, 2 more units of levy here and a geisha. And that is going to be a lot of money spent, well worth it. I am perfectly fine with spending that money there. Let's go ahead and bring this army down and around. We're going to have it as the nucleus of our attack against Mimaska. And if we can take here, we should be relatively well off. I mean, it's an iron ore mine province. It's not a great one. I would rather replace the cannon range from this province and move it into Mimaska. And the train station is just like right here, so we could move that from down there to the train station and have it go along the way. But on the other hand, there is something to be said for actually having the train stations be the cities where we're producing military goods, so it's hard to guess. But in any event, I mean, holy crap, this was huge for us. Like, these guys sitting here for one turn, that is massive. It's hard to articulate just how important that is going to be for us. Let's figure out where we've got a little bit of pro-shogunate sentiment here. Alright, that's going to be gone in a turn, so... Alright, let's move our Ishinshishi up here and have him sit around in Mimaska, increasing the pro-imperial sentiment, and just make it even more pro-imperial. Yeah, that's going to keep it going up for the Emperor. For the Emperor. And we need to also get an eye on Bingo as soon as we get a chance to, but... For now, we're going to be happy trying to repel the attack over in Bichu, and if we can do that, we'll be pretty well off, honestly. That is going to be very key. Alright, let's check to just see here. We've only got the 2 positions, right? We don't have a Chief of Staff yet? No, we don't. Okay, so let's go ahead and hit next turn. And that ninja action was one of those ones that I definitely would not have reset. Like, I only usually reset it if it's a 60% or better chance of succeeding in some capacity in my favor. And it's necessary for me to be able to do it because, like, the AI usually succeeds on their actions for some reason. And I think it's because they're cheating, honestly. But if they're going to, I'm going to be willing to a little as well. So, alright, that army just sits there like lemons because that's all they can do. Eat it, you bastards. Alright, and we'll continue our march to reunify. Oh, crap, there's that fleet. Okay, our shinobi got detected. We have to deal with that fleet. That is going to be so very important for us. I could do this again and try and get a little bit of experience for our ninja here, just killing this geisha. That might be a good idea. But for now, let's just look over here. Alright, so we got a new ship. What have they got here? Have they got one or two? They've got two, and at least one is a 12-gun ship. So unless this is a gunboat, it's unlikely that they're going to run here. I'm just going to go like right to here, because this is sort of like the shortest distance I can travel to get within the threat range of this fleet. Now, I can't remember if it's the allied fleet has to be within range of my other guy to support. Looks like they will be supporting range, so that's good. So let's see if we can do this. Alright, so they've got two 12-gun ships. I've got two 14-gun ships, so we do outgun them. If they've got explosive shells, we're screwed. But let's go ahead and hit start this battle. This is a key naval battle for Japan. If we can sink this navy and the army associated with it here, we're going to be so much better off than if they had a chance to just rally an army on my shores and rampage through my island. The problem is that you have to 100% destroy their fleet, otherwise their army remains intact. So it's a little bit iffy, honestly. We are on the attacking side as well, so that means we do have to approach them. We cannot try to run out the clock. We are going to wait. If it rains, that would actually be the ideal for us. Nope, dry every day. Fantastic. Well, oh crap. I forgot about this. So there comes our reinforcing ship. Let's go ahead and hit overheat engine. If it turns out that we alright. Yeah, if I was saying if we light on fire in our ship, because the odds of this actually happening are pretty low. The odds of your ship lighting on fire from an overheating engine is actually pretty low. But c'est la vie. It's when you need it most. We can reset naval battles. I do know a way to sort of redo a battle, so we're probably going to just do that because, again, the odds of this happening are pretty damn low. Actually, they're not in range to fire at us yet. Okay. Well, I'm willing to actually be okay with this then, potentially. Alright, they put out the fire. Let's get it up here. Overheat engines. This is why I wanted it to be raining, because then I could avoid everything lighting on fire constantly. Alright, so we're going to try and get some fire off against these ships if we can. Looks like our range is just insufficient here, so we'll have to move a little bit towards them. But we're going to try and run this chitin towards our own friendly ship here. And our other chitin is heading towards here as fast as it can as well, so... I mean, these guys are so close to within range that I feel like we might be able to shoot at them a little bit. Yeah, no, we're quite a bit short there. I feel like they definitely did nerf the automatic aim for, or the manual aim for these ships here. Alright, this one that's moving forward is a little bit strange to me. Weird. But let's keep this ship over here. If they're willing to fight us one at a time, I'm more than happy to oblige them that. Let's run this at an angle such that if we do contact them, we'll at least have our broadsides already facing them. Alright, so what have we got here? Yeah, this one ship is getting out of formation here. I want to move a little bit to encounter it directly. And this ship wants to move sort of closer towards it at an angle. Keeping it at this means that we're advancing quite a bit closer to it without necessarily losing access to our guns to it if we need a quick volley. Their ships, I think, are just a little bit faster and more maneuverable than ours, but I don't actually remember if that's true. They're pretty similar as far as all those stats go. So, alright, this is so weird. Let's keep these guys just in our guns. Alright. We might be able to fire with this ship here. Yep, we can. Alright, so let's start to turn. We're going to turn this ship a little bit towards... Oh, we're taking shots, so that means we are within range now. Most definitely. And this ship is actually going to get... I don't understand what the AI is doing. This is so weird. You don't usually see the AI making this fundamental an error in a battle like this. Well, those shots went way short. Fantastic. Let's go ahead and issue an actual attack command, just so that our shots are more on target. And they're not shooting at my admiral, which is nice as well. Well, I guess technically it is an admiral, since both of them count as admirals. Alright. Let's go ahead and move this guy forward here. I don't want him to be able to fire from both sides necessarily. Oh, he's got him. Oh, well. They're still probably going to rout soon. Alright, well, whatever. It doesn't matter too much. It does mean that we're taking twice as much fire as we really need to be taking. Because if they're only firing from one side of their ship, of course, they're not going to be doing much. Although this does actually have a profound impact on their morale, so this isn't too bad. Now, if we could actually capture the ship, that would also be fantastic. Yeah, they're routing now. We want to get them down to surrendered, though. Otherwise, it's not going to amount for much. Or sink them. Either or is good. We could try a boarding action, although I had a glitch earlier where I couldn't board a Cannon Mara for some reason. Yeah, I still can't. I'm not sure if that's intentional or not, but I thought you could board a 12-gun. I know you cannot board with a 12-gun, but that shouldn't really matter here. Oh, they've sunk. Good. Alright, let's go ahead and grab our ships, and we're going to hit the repair button. And both these ships can repair sort of some of that hull damage. And if you actually look closely at the ships, sometimes you can sort of see a little bit of damage. It doesn't look like I was damaged badly enough for that to really matter. But now we've got the crew sort of hanging around down there. They finished really quickly, actually, so they didn't stay down there very long. But yeah, now that we've got that repaired, let's get our ships together and get ready to start pounding this remaining boat. For some reason our guns are not reloading, which is fantastic. Let's figure out what's wrong with those guns, maybe. I don't really understand here. With this one, it's one of our forward guns is not reloading. Alright, let's fire from our left and... Right. I do not understand what's going on with our guns here. It might be because of when I put out the repair command. We're going to go ahead and get both of these guys to go with a stop, drop anchor order. Turn off toggle fire. Turn on toggle fire. Okay, what I'm going to do actually is I'm going to just do that. And do that. Nope. Okay, those guns must be actually destroyed or something, and I just didn't realize when it happened. Okay, let's start heading towards this last ship. Let's go ahead and hit fast forward for a little bit here. And our lead ship here, I'm perfectly willing to let it take a few hits. I'm going to go ahead and hit just an attack order there, and just an attack order there. And what we will probably do is pound them into paste over a protracted period of time. Hopefully. That's always the hope, isn't it? Alright, are we close enough to fire? Yes, we are. Let's go ahead and hit our fast reload. Oops. We want to be firing at this guy as well. And we need to destroy or disable the ship in one way or another. Let's get this ship turned a little bit. Let's get this one turned in, actually, towards it. Even though this one's turning out a little bit. We'll also go ahead and rapid fire this. Yeah. General blah blah blah. Now the problem that I have is that this ship is running towards sort of the coastline, or sorry, the red line here, which means I won't be able to capture it necessarily. One of the good things, though, is that this ship of the enemies, one of my ships hasn't moved very far, so I've got a very long chase range after this battle if they do flee, and they can only flee once. So if they end up in a situation again where I can attack them a second time, they cannot escape, so that's actually really good. So let's focus mostly on this ship, because this is the one that's probably going to do it. Alright, they're wavering, which is not good. They're routing now. And I just have to make sure that they, if possible, I need to make sure that they cannot get to the table edge, but they're so close to it that I don't think I can destroy them before they get there. It will help us in the pursuit battle, though, because we're only going to have one chitin chasing them. Alright. Look how close they are. Alright, they're going to make it. Alright, those were actually really good hits. They're so low to the waterline, I wonder if they're sinking at all. They're down to 64 crew members. You can see just the structural damage to the ship here. Oh, they're sinking. We've done it. Yes! Okay, that's their fleet gone. That's their entire army gone. Somehow they crammed like 1,000 troops into that boat hold for some reason. Basically, if you look at the inside of like an ancient Japanese ship, it is actually just those tiny little capsule hotel rooms, like, or not even the capsule hotel rooms, like the tiny bed that rolls into the wall. It's those kind. It's just, that's the entire inside of the ship. Very efficient and space economical, but very uncomfortable. Alright, so they lost both their ships. That's their entire army gone. And you would not believe how important that battle was. And if I cannot catch them next time, I'm going to be in a little bit of trouble, because if they keep doing that, eventually they're probably going to slip through because I'm just not going to notice them doing it. Let's see if they're willing to negotiate a peace with me after that, because that kind of defeat is the sort of one that sometimes actually sparks that. Alright, request peace. Still unacceptable, but you know what? I don't even care. That was amazing. And accomplished so much good stuff. Alright, you guys, I'm in a good mood. So, you just didn't... It was 1,600 last time I talked. Oh, you sons of bitches. Okay, you put me in a bad mood again. Anyway, let's go ahead and move this army into Bichu. Let's move the geisha into Bichu. Now, I don't actually, strictly speaking, need to fiddle around with this damned army anymore, so I'm actually going to go ahead and scout Bingo. It might be a little bit easier for me to just completely start whomping enemy armies here, and Bingo looks pretty ripe for the taking, so hopefully that will be the case. Let's see what Bizen is like here. It's at 4. Alright, that's not too great, not too bad. We're going to move this army up this way. Harima is at +3 happiness. Just enough. Is the resistance invaders going down at all? Not really. Okay, so I'm only going to take out 2 of the units from here. And they're going to head on into this unit here. And we'll march this army up into Mimasaka. And that should be okay. And if we can take that, I think we'll have a pretty firm stranglehold in a large central Japan area. And I would be really happy with that. Okay, so one of the things I could also do is just raise some troops up in Bizen. What have we got for an army here? Alright, we're kind of running a lot of weird shit in this particular game. Let's go ahead and get another ninja just because I can. And let's go ahead and get a couple levy infantry. I think this army, yeah, this is the army that has Boki. Boki, surprisingly good in sieges, just because they do outrange the guys on the walls. So, as a traditional unit, they've got 150 range with their bows, which is kind of neat. Can I actually easily kill this guy? Interesting. Either way, let's go ahead and hit end turn. We've got a lot of money, but I do want a lot of money in the bank. Alright, this navy is just going to start guarding and patrolling our sort of shorelines over by our capital, because I don't want anything terrible happening at our capital. Also, we've almost got trade ship ports that we can start building, and those are actually super strong, so we might want to actually... Oh, crap, what the hell? We might want to start actually focusing on getting some of those. Alright, this is interesting. So, I think they're going straight for Bizen. Maybe. But, you know what, let's move our army into Bizen, the one that's sort of moving to actually attack them, and see if we can't get something going on because of that instead. Our shinobi's been detected, and it is autumn. Fantastic. Now, we can get a big old army sitting in here all of a sudden, and now, all of a sudden, they can't really advance that easily. We're going to go establish a spy network here as well. Doesn't really even matter if we do. But over here, they haven't got much of an army. They've got a lot of burnt stuff, and this is a pretty basic fortress. It's not like the high level one. We could go ahead and assassinate this guy, I think. Let's try it. Only a 53% chance odds, so... Oh, good, we got him. But I can send a very small army over here. Oh, our ninja leveled up in a puff of smoke. Okay. Let's go ahead and level up his assassination ability. I think that's this path. No, that's spy networks. Where's assassination? It is this side. Okay. And, oops, I also forgot his retainer. Townsman disguise and opera glasses. Opera glasses are actually really good on ninja. They're the only ones that I really like those on. But we could take a very small army here. And actually probably take bingo. And I would actually really like to do that. So let's go ahead and try. Cavalry, strangely enough, are extremely potent on a defense of a city. You can actually just swing them outside all of a sudden around the back end of the enemy troops and scatter tons and tons of them. We also want our best melee troops in the fortress here, even though I kind of need some... you know what? We can actually use the Yari Ki as kind of a surrogate for our best melee troops. We'll take one unit of Yarikachi with us, and our general, of course, is going to go with us to take bingo. So, this should be interesting. They do have a samurai dojo. This is actually a little bit more than I was anticipating. Let's go ahead and hit the continue siege button. Now, the one thing that's important to remember is that this is an entire army basically of crap levy, so any units at all over here are probably going to hold out just fine. So I could actually probably move fairly crap units to go reinforce the general over here. Also, we have got the upgrade to fortress, which means we've got levy garrison 2, times 2 levy, and let's just zoom in here actually real quick. We have got 3 units of garrison units, so that's not terrible. And, okay, so if he keeps marching towards Bizen as well, then of course we're going to just completely rock him. But we're getting horrid FPS lags. That probably means that my episode has drawn on so long that my hard drive is now full. So, anyway, I hope you found this episode enjoyable. We've really conquered a major chunk of central Japan here, and we've even taken a couple of the rail line sections, which is great. But anyway, I hope you found this video enjoyable, and of course, as always, I hope to see you all next time.